video was brought to you by A-List CBD and A-List Unlimited. Are you tired of looking through CBD products and not knowing what the heck is going on? What are these products even? Do you hate going to smoke shops and people there don't even know what they're selling? Come through to A-List CBD and A-List Unlimited. We actually test the products ourselves, that way we can give you an accurate description of how it works and how these products will make you feel. We carry trusted and proven brands like CBDMD and 7th Hill CBD, as well as other smaller brands that we like and trust. Give us a follow on Instagram for updates on restocks, new inventory, and sales. We also ship to all 50 states with priority shipping. Just send us a message on Instagram. Yo, what is good, YouTubes? It's your boy Ray, and this is the Everyday City Carry. And tonight I have got a special guest. You've got my good buddy Zach Stuff. How are you doing, my friend?
Good, man. What's happening?
Chilling, man. I see we both have knives on our table, even though mine is not visible, but I do have a bunch of stuff on here. What did you carry today, dude?
Today I actually carried, and of course, oh, here it is. I carried this 940 right here. This Blade
sick.
HQ exclusive. It's a JG10, has the M4 blade steel. So,
are you gonna keep it?
It was a. I think on that one, yes. I did take one of the other ones that I had, the same model, and I kind of transformed it and added it to a custom set of scales.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was pretty sick. I put it on these carbon fiber.
Where are they from? Oh, Death Grip.
Death Grips, yeah. His stuff is just amazing. So it was black blade, black hardware. I was like, all right. Because I had purchased one, and then when I went to SHOT Show this year, as part of their Pocket Check series, Blade HQ gifted me one, dude.
Ooh.
They were just like, bro, we know you love the Benchmade and the 940. They're like, we're going to give you this one. So,
dang.
And they hooked up a bunch of people, probably half a dozen people they hooked up when they were there. So,
I wonder if they would do that to me.
You just gotta go, bro.
Yeah, I know, man. I know, bro. It's people are just like, yo, when are you gonna go to Blade Show? When are you gonna go to any of these? And I'm like, man, I'm so busy, bro. This working so much.
Part, yeah. No, I was just gonna say the cool part is, those guys are like knife enthusiasts, like all of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just a job. So that's the coolest part. So when you definitely meet some of these people, you're gonna be like just nerding out, you know.
Yeah, and that's my favorite part is like kind of just this podcast and getting to hang with other knife people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm dying for the first time on my podcast right now. But yeah, man, you know, I was watching some of your content earlier, and I saw that you got to check this out too. I think it's the same model that you had. This is the Raiden, bro.
Oh man, that was good.
I know, right?
That was
and it's
so
like
crazy.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I liked it. You know, in a time where there's all these kind of like up and coming, you know, kind of like makers coming out of left field. Yeah. Like this guy was one of those, and I really, really like it, man. I gotta send it away. I made this silly video.
I saw that. Yeah, that was awesome, dude.
Yeah,
that should be worth it right there. You know.
I love it, man. It's one of my favorites. When I unboxed it, I thought it was something from the Apex Pass Around group, and I was doing a live unboxing in the morning, and it turned out to be this. I was like, oh wow, this is fucking amazing, man. It's so cool. It's like perfect for my hands, actually. That's how I feel about it. The guy did a really good job. This is like his first knife, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Insane. What do you have on the right there?
This one, it's kind of an upgraded. It's kind of one of those like, you know, you promote Flightanium a little bit. So they have their new, you know, carved out bug out scales.
And
these are of course titanium. And it just makes it a totally different knife. You know, feel, weight, everything. And you just can't go wrong with it. I mean, the scales themselves.
That looks sick.
and it's decent priced, you know. It's one of those upgrades. And that's what I love about, you know, I guess our hobby, our collection is you can take a knife, you can have it sent to somebody nowadays. They can do all sorts of wild stuff to it, you know. And if you're like, you know what, I just want a different color scale. You can dye them. You can, pick up a set of Flytanium scales or death grips or, all sorts of ones and just be like, I'm going to put these on. It's going to be an extra, $45 and it's going to change the whole, style of the knife. You're going to go from, FRN Grivery to titanium.
Yeah, it definitely changes. I mean, it definitely changes the way you feel about like a piece. You know what I mean? You send something to, the knife modders like Lindy and Richie, and they do their magic with it, and it comes back to you. You're like, wow, this is incredible. Yeah, I got to do that to more of my knives, man. I actually have only one Benchmade on here.
Oh, really?
It's the 945, bro.
You got the green one?
So like someone in New York dropped it off at my shop for me to check out. I like it. It's crazy.
So is that's the aluminum, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that I would like the 945 more than the 940. I'm wrong, bro. I was wrong. I still like the 940 better. Even though this is better for my needs, in New York City.
Right. Yeah.
I still I don't know what it is. I like it, right? But I don't know. I just miss like the way that the 940, like the action, the way the blade sweeps up. It feels better to me. There's something missing about it, Not that it's bad. I like it. But
you're talking to the right guy, man.
Yeah, I know.
I've carried a 940 Osborne since like 2000.
You like never stopped?
Yeah, it was one of those ones where I had won one, in this fundraiser raffle, right?
Yeah.
And I just started carrying it. I didn't know anything about it. I'm like, dude, this is a sweet knife. It's Benchmade. They're a local Oregon company, rock and roll. It was labeled, though, like 8 of 1,000. It was a single-digit number of first production. And in the, like, collector world, like, that's a big deal for that kind of knife.
Yeah.
And especially as old as it is. Well, dude, I was rocking it every day, man. I'm, with those aluminum, you're earning your nicks on the blade and, each little dent and mark, and then I'm having it resharpened. And after a bunch of times, they were like, bro, you need to put this one away. And so then I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I can't get another blade. They're like, dude, that one's marked 8 of 1,000. I'm like, okay, so. And they're like, look, if you want to sell it, bring it back and we'll buy it. And I'm like, oh, wow. So I'm like, all right, I did a little research and then I'm like, okay. So then I started I found a 940 that was for sale. Somebody had trashed it. The blade was all messed up. The tip was broke. And I'm like, so I called Benchmade and they're like, yeah, you can bring it in. We'll put a new blade on it for like $30. I'm like, done.
Awesome.
So went and picked that up and brought it in. And then I started carrying that one. And then, I didn't really start collecting them, which I'm kind of sad as a 940 collector. I'm sad that I didn't really get in on collecting them back then. I didn't really start collecting them until, a few years ago and maybe 5-6 years ago. But there's so many sweet ones in the last 20 years. Yeah. Amazing 940s out there.
Do you still have that one? The 8 out of 1,000?
I do. Damn. Yeah, I put it away. I still have it.
Snap.
To me, it's just going to be a collection piece. And I've carried it every once in a while because it's already dinged up,
Yeah.
Like whatever. But
I would do the same thing. Just keep it, kind of behind.
It's more sentimental value for me,
For sure, bro.
The raffle, the fundraiser raffle that was associated with it was like sentimental to me. So it's one of those, like, it just will always stick in my head. It'll always be like, that's where that knife came from. Kind of like if somebody gifts you a knife or, you get one in a special way, you're always going to remember that.
Yeah, man, that's the Sandra Knives Clemente for me, sadly, because the knife I think isn't that great, right? You know the story.
But you're like, I love it.
Yeah, because I bought it in memory of my dad, so it's never gonna leave my collection. It's all dinged up, it's like $1,000 knife, and I didn't care, I just used it. But yeah, thinking back on it, I was like, man, I spent $1,000 on that. I could have gotten really, really cool knives with $1,000. It's definitely one of those that I'm gonna keep forever. But speaking of sentiment, bro. Speaking of sentiment, man, have you been keeping up with the transparent knives Rick Hinderer thing?
I saw it when it was first like a little back and forth.
Yeah,
that was
me
like
too.
A couple of weeks ago or something.
Yep.
Little back and forth, and then now it's like full on. People are getting legit on like, getting attorneys and stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
And, when I think of that, like, and I do not own a Hinder. I had a subscriber that was super cool, and a member of the EDC community that's like, bro, you've never checked out Hinders. I'm sending you 3 of mine. And I think it was
awesome.
I think it was Cole. It was a different Cole.
Yeah.
It wasn't Tri-State, but it was. And he sent me 3 awesome ones, and each one was different in a different way. You had a flipper, you had a thumb stud, and everything. And I'm like, oh man, the quality. I like the quality of those knives. And I found one of them that I was actually like, I like this one. I want it in blue. Like you find like what you like about it. So
what did you get? Like XM18s or something?
Yeah, they were XM18s. Yeah,
those
and yeah, great size for EDC carry. But I haven't purchased one yet. And then this stuff happens. Like, obviously, Transparent Knives. He makes a wicked like reblade for a 940.
Yeah,
you've probably seen the one that Cole had, Tri-State.
For a bunch of other knives too.
Sick.
You like this?
Yeah, he's doing the bug out, 8015 and all that, or 20.5.
Yeah, just crazy. I think we could take a look at some of his stuff here.
Yeah, but I look at all the like jargon that's going on now, and it kind of makes me sad a little bit.
Dude, I gotta tell you, man.
Like,
oh shit, is this?
Oh yeah,
it's a bug out right here. I mean, bro.
Yeah, man, that's this knife. That's this knife that I was showing you.
Yeah.
But imagine that put some Flytinium scales on that.
Yeah.
With that wicked reblade, man, you got a friggin'
bro, Brian, you got to change this picture, bro. No, Brian's like I like him, man. What's crazy is like right before this happened, he did my podcast like the week before this. And then the week after, I'm just reading all this stuff of him going, it started on Facebook, and then he was saying his thing. And I wanted to point this out. It's so funny because Winter Blade Co. like commented right here. This guy is the mad scientist of the knife community, in my opinion. You ever seen his stuff?
No.
Never?
No.
What? Bro, you've never seen
his handle on there?
Winter Blade Co. You've never seen this guy?
Okay. I've seen some of his stuff, but I didn't know his name on there.
Dude, this guy, oh my God. He does the magnetic detent stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's insane. Like
that's dangerous to like get into some of that new stuff like that.
I've gotten to handle one. Shabazz sent me one, and I was blown away, bro. And then out of nowhere, he'll just be like, "Hey guys, just made an auto today." Like he's just making stuff all the time. Like just every.
And I say new stuff, but only new to me.
Yeah.
Like when you expect, all of a sudden somebody like you're showing me this, and I'm like, oh, that is dangerous.
Dude, what is this? Like this dude is just making stuff all the time, like crazy. I mean, I guess it's just a box cutter theme thing.
Wow.
This dude is just making.
Look at that.
This dude is just making stuff all the time, like in his house, probably. What the heck?
Well, it started with like something he picked up at the hardware store.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I like the way this cuts for him, in the garage, and I'm taking care of some business, but
yeah.
I want to make it my own. And then he comes out with something like that, and you're like, damn.
Oh, this is like, what is this one? This is Winterblade prototype. So, it's an axis lock type one? Oh, what is going on right now? What? Dude.
It's like a Spidey flick.
Yeah, and then, I mean, bro. Okay, all right. We'll go back to the matter at hand, man. I'm nerding out right now. I'm
going to have to check that out now.
Yeah, he is like the mad scientist because he's a good follow on Instagram because like he's just always making crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And all right, so we're gonna go back here. So yeah, Transparent Knives. He was on my podcast before all this stuff happened, and then there's all this crazy back and forth. This is him talking to Death Grip Scales. Something broke, and Death Grip was really cool about it. This is a good example.
See, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
You read this one? They were using a different material,
and
then it just got real brittle, like when he was building it.
Yep.
And let's the scales I just showed you, those carbon fiber ones, those fat carbon fiber ones, those are a prime example of amazing work that he does. And then seeing something like this where he's like, hey, it's not his fault. We're using this other material.
Yeah.
But he's like, no way, I'm going to make another set and make
awesome.
it right.
Just awesome. I mean, that's what I'm used to seeing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I really like that interaction right there. But yeah, and then seeing this stuff today, man, I was like, wait. When you release, this is my only gripe with it is when you are a company, a maker, or anything, and you release a product, you know, you have to expect scrutiny from the consumer, right? I mean, like, you know, that's the thing. Like, this it seems like bullying to me, in my opinion, because if you think about it, there are reviewers all over YouTube. Like, forget the knife community. You know, you got guys like Unbox Therapy, MKBHD reviewing like Apple, Samsung.
Right.
They're giving their piece on it, like what's bad and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Guys, my favorite is Flossie Carter because he's from New York City.
Dude,
he's
I
like,
love Flossie, bro.
He's my favorite. And he will like trash something bad. You don't see these companies saying like, yo, cease and desist. It's not like
Samsung will send him another phone.
I know, exactly.
They'll be like, bro, you didn't like that one. He's like, oh, they just sent me another one to check out. I didn't like this one.
What's crazy is like, did you see this? He's already gotten 15K. So like the community,
he already got his GoFundMe taken care of. I saw you posted it.
Yeah, I saw it that he got 15K, and I think this is gonna grow even more because the whole community is kind of like really upset about this.
So I look at this. I mean, I'm a Benchmade fan. I'm a Benchmade collector, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Benchmade's had their issues over the years, right? Now, if we direct it to this one example, I really look at like the bailout, right?
Yeah.
They came out with a new design a few years back. It's the bailout's a little bit bigger than the bug out, you know, and they went with a CPM 3V steel.
Yeah.
And on their website, they're like, hey, it's going to be this HRC. And some people started using it when they got it because they were like, this is awesome. It's a Tonto blade. Some guys were having them reground to drop points, you know, and it was awesome. And I picked one up, you know, I'm like, yeah, this is great. But people were finding out the steel was softer than what they had posted, right?
Damn.
So they took it in the shorts, right? People were calling them out for it and whatnot. They changed how they ran that steel mid-production, right? They had all that go out. They took all that feedback and they were like, well, we originally hadn't done much work with the 3V. We wanted to run it a little softer, just it's easier to sharpen, whatever. And the community was like, no, you know, you advertised this is what we wanted. They made it happen. They changed it. They reran, you know, all their stuff moving forward from that was, you know, at the HRC originally put. And great, you know what? They put out another one with an aluminum handle. Yeah. And there's no hardness. The community's not coming back at them because this is what they wanted. This is what they got.
Yep.
You know, and Benchmade wasn't going after the people. I mean, I don't know if you remember that. I mean, people were bringing in HRC test machines.
Yeah.
And like going to
that was
different
HRC
garages gate. And it was a big deal. And if you think about it, Benchmade's a big company, but that still impacts them. And they could say the same thing. They could go back and go, hey, these 4 guys that were in the garage, they started and kicked this off, and then they went over to this guy, and they could have done that. Benchmade could have, you know, pulled a crappy thing legally and done that, but they listened and said, we messed up. Now, they didn't come out and say it, right? They didn't come out and say it, which, you know, to each his own. They're going to handle it however. I mean, you know, every company's got to make decisions, obviously.
Yeah.
But just like Hinder, you know, they got to make a decision what they want to do. But for me, that says, hey, you know what? We messed up. We listened, and we're making it this way moving forward, right? Done. It doesn't fix what happened, right? Because they still put out that steel is a little softer, but they're not going after people.
True.
Know? And that's what I kind of feel like is happening here.
The one thing I really don't like about this is like literally in this in the cease and desist, it's like he has to apologize publicly. So this is like some ego tripping kind of bullyish type stuff. Like he has to.
I
It was
read
very
all those
weird.
pages.
Like I understand if you're gonna even if you're gonna do this, right? If a company felt like this was the way to go, I understand taking the videos down and all that. But you want the guy to apologize publicly because you want to embarrass him. That's why you're doing that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about HRC or steels or anything. I actually got to try a few hinderers, and I loved like every one of them. So, I just think it kind of made me feel weird because the knife community, I don't see. There is scandal, right? But it's not like something like a big guy picking on a little guy. You know what I'm saying? And it like made me feel really weird. Like I've been having my own kind of like doubts on myself in the community. Not this is no one's fault. This is like my own internal stuff. And I go through this all the time. It's actually how I fuel myself to keep creating content. And I always think like, man, do I really belong here? Like, am I really an EDC guy? Like my table is just full of knives, bro. And I ask myself these questions. It's like, I'm really crazy. And, I love making content on knives and other things too, that's why I'm like, oh, should I make another channel and like do nerd content, like I'm doing a lot of that stuff, and I talk about like games and anime and all that stuff.
Right.
But
hey, major props. Here's what I gotta say.
Yeah.
Major props to you for your hard work, man. There's so many people doing so much hard work, and I know personally, I know it's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're like, it's a roller coaster, as you know, and it's up and down and all that. But the hard work is what pays off, man. And
yeah,
it's one of those things that, when it hits, it hits, I had, as you know, great people in the community have helped you out, helped me out, with getting things moving and whatnot. But it gets into that rut where you're like, man, I posted 15 like unboxings and reviews and other stuff, and you just don't see any real motion on it, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, gosh, man, like, I thought this one was a banger. Like, right? I put in all this work. I did all this research. I did all this stuff, and then people were just kind of like, meh, and there's and I don't say everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good core people that are always here for your live streams.
Oh,
Commenting and, on your videos. And so that is literally what keeps me going, because it's like, you see those people all the time. And I know you have your Patreon stuff as well. And
that's one part of that, man. Shout out to Zach.
I know, dude. I love the
Patreon, bro.
The EDC podcast stuff that you put out, the stuff that you do with Kelly as well.
Yeah.
That's like, seriously, like you put those out Sundays, right?
Yeah, Sunday morning.
And so I get those before I go live. And so like while I'm like eating breakfast and getting my stuff ready for my live stream, I'm like listening to your stuff. And I know like it probably gets annoying, but I like comment as I'm listening. Because I'll be like, man, I'll leave one comment about something, because it's like I almost feel like I want to take notes.
Yeah.
And then leave like one big ass comment, but I'm like, I don't know. It's a lot of reading,
Yeah. No. I totally appreciate all the comments, man. Especially if it's coming from the Patreon side, because I know those are the people that are really down, like with the channel, with what Kelly and I are doing.
Yeah.
But it definitely has content creation in the knife community definitely has its up and downs, which actually brings me to my next topic of, have you thought about like maybe changing strategies? Because that's something that I've been thinking about lately. And I know for a fact that the content that I make is good, like is great. Mm-hmm. Like whether I make shorts, whether I'm podcasting, whether I'm just, showing my energy, my personality in a video or something, like I know it's all there. But, some of the things that I learned from like Neves Knives, for example, and Everyday Minimalist, those strategies, like adding cards to your videos and, like making sure that you're suggested by this person and literally like using my computer to upload YouTube instead, because I'm running Everyday City Carry is run on a smartphone. Like literally I do not upload on a computer, which is like really bad, because before you release a video, there's like a checklist of things that you should have. You know, I mean, TubeBuddy pretty much tells you these things. I'm never able to employ all of them, except like maybe a high-risk thumbnail or, you know, adding tags and stuff like that, because I'm not in front of a computer, and the TubeBuddy app on a phone is very limited. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so,
even the YouTube one is.
Yeah,
like
it's better
the
on
mobile version of YouTube. Like you can't do end screens. You can't, you know, there's these things where it's like, you know, YouTube's a mobile platform. I mean, I know that you watch a lot of people watch it on TV and other stuff, but like in this day and age, like, shouldn't we have all the features from the desktop version on the phones, you know? Because like for example, let's say, you know, you're doing your stuff, you're at your family stuff for the weekend. You know, I know recently you were at your mom's, I think.
Yeah.
You were showing the dinner stuff, and I was like, oh, bro, that's good stuff right there. But, you know, that's one of those things where, like, if you wanted to upload a video, you only have a couple ways you can do it, you know? Props to all the shorts you're doing and stuff. Those things are awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man. I had a run in with the boobs for like a month, but I think I'm chilling on the boobs for a little bit now.
All right.
Maybe. Some people like want it, so I think I'm gonna do a mix. I'm kind of into this like kind of cinematic stuff, like day-to-day things. You know what I mean? Is what I've been really into. Sketches. I'm like getting back into that. But you know what I wanted to ask is, like, you know, have you ever thought about, like, you know, maybe deploying some of these strategies that, I mean, you know, this is another thing I wanted to talk about too. When we talked about transparent knives, right? You know, Apple or Samsung or even a smaller company that sends like phone cases to Flossy Carter or MKBHD or Unbox Therapy, they're not gonna. First of all, they're not gonna try to sue these guys that are making like boatloads of money as well and could afford litigation. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
Yeah.
Well, and here's a finishing thought for that. The transparent hinder thing.
Yeah.
So for me, like, and I really looked at this, like, you know, what if, and I compared it. I'm like, what if I got, you know, the new, you know, mini Adamas and Crewwear. Yeah. You know, and Crewwear is newer to them, it's Benchmade. And what if I just started trashing on Crewwear? Yeah. Right? Their Crewwear stuff. Now, if I truly, you know, did some testing and whatever and found some problems, I would probably handle it differently with my relationship with them. But if I had no relationship with them, I would probably just be like expecting them to say, hey, bro, send us that knife. We want to test it and see what happened. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you know, because every company hears about some of those things. Yeah. You know, obviously Hinder heard about it. You know, he tagged them and stuff anyways. But, you know, their social media person is going to be like, hey, here's something that popped up. You should take a look at it. You know, and then they review it and go, they should reach out and go, hey, you know what? If that's truly what you are seeing on that, seriously, we'll send you a label, ship it to us, you know? Yeah. Anything happens to the knife, like, we'll reimburse you, whatever, but we want to take a look and see what happened. Because they could do some testing then, and they could do some testing and be like, you know, and then work out some sort of deal with them and be like, hey, you know what? No matter what happens, we're going to send you a brand new blade in it, no matter what. Yeah. Right? And then you can do whatever you want afterwards, or we'll grind the flipper off ourselves and send you a brand new blade, whatever. Yeah. But to me, I would expect a company, you know, a larger, well-known company making some decent product to go, that's weird. Yeah. And, you know, because even in their letter, you know, from their patent attorney stuff, they literally say, like, you know, we advertise this, we purchase this, we test every so many blades, and this is what we get. And that, so if it's not in that range and somebody's that vocal about it, why wouldn't you say, send it in? Let's bring it back in house and see what happened. Because maybe that's something where, you know, there is something that's being done that's causing a problem. Or maybe there are some, you know, batches that are not performing well. Because that's how, I mean, it's like buying a vehicle. Yep. You know, they change a model and a style on a car. And all of a sudden, you know, everybody says, don't buy the first year of the new model, right? Yeah. Same with phones. And why is that? Because, you know, oh, they changed the engine, they changed the transmission, and they're finding out problems with that stuff. And then that's where recalls come from. And, you know, so it's like, it's kind of almost, to me, that's why I feel like that should have happened. Yeah. in a perfect world, like, and if he declined it, so be it, right?
Yeah.
But they could say, hey, man, we tried to reach out to him and he said no. You know, we wanted to bring that in house, and then that would show
looked
like
a lot better.
And it showed they're trying to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, if you buy a Hinder and something's wrong with your blade, how are you going to be treated?
Yeah,
right. I mean, it's kind of like warranty stuff too. I look at that. You know, like Benchmade's got their LifeSharp warranty. As long as you didn't do something crazy, they're going to be like, send it in, right?
Yep.
I mean, if you snap your blade and go, oh, it wasn't as hard as it should have been, you know, they're probably going to be like, well, you shouldn't have been prying with it. But
yeah, exactly.
You know,
unless
I think we've all pried with our knives.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, they made the one boost that has a flat tip and it's made to pry with.
Yep. Yeah, the reason why I mentioned
they showed how hard it was.
The reason why I mentioned it again, because we were talking about strategy, and I was talking about Everyday Minimalist and Neves knives. You know, in like another 5 years, these guys are gonna be so massive, bro, and are gonna have so much leverage over just like attention, right? That I don't think that a maker would be able to pull this kind of move anymore. You know what I mean?
Well,
I don't think.
For example, Uncle Nick, right?
Yeah.
I call him Uncle Nick, but Nick Chavez.
Yeah.
We all call him something different, but no, I'm just kidding. But no, like, honestly, like, you can see over the years the knives that are sent to him, and he'll tell manufacturers straight up, I may or may not do a review on this.
Yeah.
And if I do one and you don't like it, you're going to have to live with it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's how it should be.
And he tells them that ahead of time, and they still send him the knife. Perfect. But somebody paid money for your product and is given feedback, and you know, and I get it, like this is publicly, or it's public, it's out there, you know, and you know, whatever impact they're having. But you know, I go back to that Benchmade example, and it's like, yeah, that impacted sales of the bailout. You can guarantee that did, you know. But they sat there and said, how do we fix it? And it's like, well, let's run the knives hard, make sure they're as hard as they need to be, you know. And it fixed the problem, and people love them. You know, I took one of those original bailouts from that first run, and I had Tom Veff do a regrind on it and put some of his gnarly serrations on there. And I went and picked it up from him. He's like, and he's like, bro, I should have charged you more money. I'm like, why? He goes, that steel was hard, you know. And you know, it's for what he was doing with it, you know. And it's like, you know, and then there was other companies, other knife dealers that were offering the regrind as part of the purchase.
Wow.
Which was pretty cool, because somebody maybe didn't like the Tonto, and they're like, hey, if you want to regrind to a drop point, we'll do it for free if you buy the knife.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, the knife community can really be amazing, bro.
And like, that's the thing, and that kind of rolls over to what you're talking about with like Neves and Everyday Minimalists and stuff. It's like they are doing the work, right? I mean, Everyday Minimalist started doing photography stuff, I think, originally.
He was
in the knife community and other things.
Yeah, he was doing
amazing photos.
He was a video game streamer first on Facebook. That's why he got kind of familiar with, first of all, streaming, being on camera, things like that, and then he really got into cinematography. I remember the first time I podcasted with him, bro. He had 1,000 subscribers. Isn't that insane? He's like,
and see, that's the thing though. But like the people that we all mutually follow, because you know, I follow tons of people, but I also like content from other things, like Flossie Carter, and you know,
I cannot believe you like Flossie Carter. By the way, that like,
bro, dude,
he's my favorite. He's my favorite.
So I was so bummed when, because this is a prime example. Amazon reached out to him. Remember, he used to do the Amazon like Sunday streaming or whatever it was. And Amazon reached out to him and was like, bro, you got to stop using Amazon.
What?
You know, because he was drinking and doing mad shopping, and you know how that goes. He was doing all that stuff. He put the party lights on.
Dude, Flossie must kill it in affiliate links, bro. He must kill it in affiliate links, man. Because I've definitely bought like stuff on Amazon that he's, you know, I just bought one just recently. He was like, man, I forgot what I think it's like Sound Pete's had this deal. It was like basically these Bluetooth earbuds were like $17 instead of $40, bro. And he was like, yo, get these now. They're great. And then I used his link to buy the Sound Pete's. So, you know, I don't usually buy a lot of stuff, but man, like his affiliate like link check must be crazy. Cause
well, and so you see the Flossie Carter, right?
yeah,
A lot of people follow him. He's grown. He keeps growing. And it's people from so many different like areas of of community. You know, it's not just phones. It's not just you know, speakers. It's not. He's doing reviews on tons of stuff.
Yep.
You know, and then he's got his Clark Club stuff.
Yep.
But then, so Mark Rebele.
Oh yeah, I know him.
So Mark does
the guy does the he's like, wake up, like that song.
Yeah,
right? You know what I'm talking about? That dude is so dope.
So Flossie knew him. He met him somehow. I can't remember the story. And then he was popular, but not as popular as he is today. But he recorded Flossie's wake up song.
Oh yeah.
Right? And stuff. And so then everybody's like, what? And honestly, that's how I found him. Because I'm like, dude, who's the guy that did this? This is pretty dope.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like,
wake up.
And it's like, I'm like, oh, Mark Rebele. And I'm like, oh. And then I found his channel. And bro, now I follow his channel. And he's awesome. He's doing tours now and other stuff. And dude, he's killing it. And so that's what makes me excited about seeing the growth of some of the channels in our community, because it's like, people that are doing the hard work out there, Jared, for example, he's putting in that daily grind that I can't do, right? Because I'm working 50, 60 hours a week, know, in another job. And it's like, I don't have the time to, come home and spend 6 to 8 hours, working on stuff. But
he wakes up early too, bro. He's like on my live shows in the morning, and he's like starting his day. His like what I got from the podcast with him is that it doesn't seem like it when you talk to this guy, but this dude is playing chess, and like we're all playing checkers. That's basically what it is. This dude is like keyword research, find out.
But see, that's the
crazy,
grind,
bro.
man.
Crazy,
that's the grind.
Like he did the amount of stuff. Because I talked to both of them back to back, Everyday Minimalist and Neves Knives, and like in my opinion, I think that Neves, the way that he grinds, is probably gonna get bigger than Brandon. I love both of them, by the way. Like they're so cool. They're so supportive and stuff, and like they're each tackling knife YouTube in a different way than what we're used to. And when I see guys in our community succeed like that on YouTube, I don't get jealous, bro. I get hopeful. I get inspired, dude. I'm like, oh snap! Like they're the blueprint to break through in the algorithm. Everyone.
But see, here's the thing.
Yeah.
So, it's hard for me to remember how many years ago I started following Flossie and why.
Yeah.
But I think it was just a review that he did.
Phones.
And I saw it, and I'm like, bro, this is kind of a cool dude.
Yeah.
Because he just lays it out there, and he's like, and he'll literally be like, yo, this is messed up.
Exactly.
Like, they need to do this, And why is Apple charging so much for this?
Yeah, he's
like
clowning Apple,
and he just throws it out there, like, and then he'll bring out something else and be like, yo, Apple's doing it right here. This company's doing it wrong here. And that's super awesome. And I love just the authentic, information you get from them, and you have a good time. You get white shoes in the building. You get all sorts of stuff going on with him. Yeah.
White shoes.
Oh,
snap. That is the best cat on YouTube, I think, bro.
And he's got his own theme song.
I know.
I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes.
Yo, this makes me so happy right now that you know who he is, dude.
Yeah, but see, that's the cool part. And then, so there's another guy that I follow on the tech side.
Yeah.
And his name's Lamar Wilson.
I've definitely watched that guy before. I'm sure I have. I saw one of his videos recently, and he was talking about, he goes, it's been over a year that I have not done like landscape videos on YouTube. Oh shit.
And I'm like, and I started thinking about that. I'm like, oh crap. And he's like, and I have no intention of going back.
Wow.
And so, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, I'm like, whoa, because as your question, hey, have you thought about other things? You know, the stuff with like Neves and everybody else, it's like, you know, they're gaining people from other areas
Yeah.
because they're seeing the shorts, they're seeing reels, they're seeing other things, and they're like, I'm going to follow that guy because I like this aspect of it. They may not watch his other stuff, but they're gonna subscribe and watch this other stuff over here because that's what drew them in.
Yeah.
You know? And so like, you know,
cool,
same
man.
thing with like Flossie and everybody else, like, you know, gosh, who's the one guy? Zolotech.
Oh, I've seen that.
And Marquez too.
Marquez is like,
you know,
the king, bro. That dude is
and
like,
yeah. And then you got like the crazy Canadian guy, Uncle Lou Later.
Oh, Unbox Therapy and Lou Later. Yeah, Lou Later is his like little podcast jam.
Yeah, and so it's funny you see how that transitioned too.
Dude, he was on Rogan,
you know what I mean?
like multiple times.
Yeah,
like,
but you see how that transitioned from what he was doing, Unbox Therapy.
Yep.
And now where he's at, right?
He's
and it's just like exploded
and stuff. I love that.
Yeah,
he's
got a huge studio and all that came from the work that he put into it. So I'm excited to see everybody's growth. You know, the nice part is it brings other people in.
Yeah.
You know, my Benchmade videos obviously do better than the other ones.
Yeah.
You know, just because people will follow me because, you know, they want to know about Benchmade stuff. You know, they're like, what's the new Benchmade stuff? Oh, you're putting different scales on. Oh, you're doing this over here. I want to see that, you know? And then I'll, you know, like even it's funny because like I'll put a different knife up. Like when I did the Hogue, you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
You got this Hogue. It's in Magna Cut, you know, as an exclusive through Smoky Mountain. And people are like, bro, it's not a Benchmade. I'm like, I know. Like I do other stuff too. You know, people ask me that and I'm like, you know, I turn around in my room here in my office and I'm like, bro, I got, you know, Civivi, Spyderco, CRKT, you know, Artisan Cutlery, like ProTech, you know, all this different stuff. And it's like, granted, the majority of my collection is Benchmade, but
yeah. I remember when you first started checking out other knives too on your channel. I was there, man. I was there. You know what?
I appreciate you've been there for a long time.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. We're gonna play some Sharp or Dull right now because I could talk to you, buddy, like forever, honestly. But we got to get to some of these segments.
I got you.
So we're gonna do. You know what Sharp or Dull is, right? We're gonna go either Sharp or Dull. Sharp being good, Dull being bad. I go to Knife Center this time for some of their new releases. I didn't really examine these knives. I just picked the ones that I thought would spark some type of conversation. So here we go. This is a custom right here. The Tom Mayo custom covert TNT folding knife, $2,295. Now I'm gonna be just honest and like I have no experience with custom knives like at all. I have heard this name before from Alex's Knife Box and Spirited Blades. It's the other guy that collects a lot of customs. This is so expensive, bro.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
Before I make a decision on it.
Okay.
What's the operating system here?
Obviously
it's got the like thumb hole.
Yeah, so you're looking at.
But is it a frame lock?
The pivot assembly is washers, bro. What? So you've got the blade material is 6K stellite cobalt alloy. I don't even know what that is, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Handle material contoured bead blasted mill titanium, right? You got 2.82 ounces. That's pretty light, bro. Actually,
it's lightweight.
Yeah, for 3.25 and it's under 3 ounces. But why washers though? Why is it on washers?
Bro.
Made in the USA as well, right? I don't know what 6K stellite cobalt alloy is. I'm
gonna have to look that one up later, man. I'm gonna have to look that up later because.
All right, from an aesthetic standpoint, then, okay, like, is this like your style?
See that picture right there just ruined it for me.
This?
Yeah. No. Show the clip.
Yeah.
The clip side. That frame lock. My fingers do not adjust well to those frame locks. I end up putting pressure on them, and I can't fire the blade out. It's a me thing.
It's a me thing.
It's a me thing. It's not that $2,000 knife.
Yeah.
It's me.
I'm kind of like, I'm gonna go kind of in the middle on it right now because I don't know really how this thing feels.
But see, you have to consider, like, are you a Tonto fan?
That's what I'm
kind of like a
saying.
modified Tonto.
So I'm gonna take price out of it. All right, I'm gonna take price out of it,
and
I'm just gonna go on aesthetics alone. I'm gonna go dull.
I would say dull for me, because of the fact that it's a frame lock.
Yep. There you go.
And
that's a good reason.
I would say a second one, that if I was going to spend $2,000 on a knife, I already know which one I would get besides that one.
Is it like some?
But I don't know if that's a consideration though.
No, that's cool. Hey, that's fair, man. That is totally.
So without considering the price, I would say frame lock.
Yeah,
it'd be dull for me. But if you throw the price in there, I would say dull as well, because I know one that I could buy that's going to be a handcrafted knife from here in the U.S. that I would spend equal amount of money on. Yeah,
I mean, all right, we're both going dull on that. We're gonna go to the next one here. I don't know why I have something in my throat for some reason. Here we go. This is a Strider. Oh, it's discontinued. It didn't even tell me how much it is. All right, this is in CTS XHP. This is the Bowie blade, black logo, aluminum flame, titanium handles, bro. Do you like Striders? Have you ever tried these?
So I have one, but it's kind of the mixed, like ProTech version, the auto one they did.
Yeah.
And so I like the auto version.
I would also like that auto version, I think, more than this. So let's look at the specs a little bit.
And honestly, those knives are like solid.
Yeah. Jesus, the 6.1 ounces. They're very heavy though. 4-inch blade. Yeah. I mean, it is bigger. So
Well, and your tie scales, your tie handles.
Aluminum and
so you got tie
and titanium. That's what it says. Aluminum and tie.
You got tie on the frame lock. I would say honestly, this is borderline for me.
Yeah.
Only because it's frame lock. Like if it was the auto version, I'd say, bro, dial it in. The frame locks get me, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm just too used to Benchmades and Spydercos and ProTechs and Hogues that don't have frame locks.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man.
But I have seen a couple of them, the frame locks that are pretty good, where they actually have the clip that covers it. So your fingers rest on the clip and they don't put any pressure on that frame.
Like the Null Knives one is pretty good.
Bar.
Yeah, I think the Null Knives is really good. I like it. I'm gonna go dull on this because I've tried a Strider before and it was definitely well constructed, but it was just one of those knives. It's just crazy. You know what I mean?
You have to. It's one of those you get it in hand and you have to like it.
Yes, exactly.
It's not one where you're it's not like a bug out where it's kind of neutral and you're like, oh yeah, I could use that. This is one of those you have to put it in your hand and go, yeah, you gotta. I mean, but if you look at that side, the titanium side of the clip, I mean the details are there, man.
Yeah, it looks cool.
This anno looks cool. That's why I'm borderline. If it wasn't a frame lock, I'd be like, bro, that's sharp.
All right, I'm gonna go sharp just in case Strider gives me a cease and desist. Here we go. We're gonna go to the next one here, right?
Too funny.
This is gonna be a little bit more on the. I was gonna say budget side, bro, but it's like $112. Spyderco Stretch 2XL lightweight. All right, this is in VG10, and it looks like the FRN scales there. Everyone's favorite. $113 pretty much. All right. Gonna look at some of the aesthetics here. Oh, there's only one picture too. That's just it. It's just
they're we don't really want you to buy it. We're just gonna put it on there.
And
you're buying it for the name.
Exactly.
But I think honestly on some of these, Spyderco has so many different models and they do variants of each model.
Yep.
I think honestly there's a couple Spydercos that I like, and I'm like, that's the Spyderco I would buy another variant of. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. Spyderco definitely does.
So you would have that where you're like, oh, wait a second, I really like that one, so I'm gonna buy it in different models when they come out.
That is true. They do have those legacy models that are just always gonna happen, And is this one of them? The stretch?
I'm not sure on that one. I mean, it's a back lock.
Yeah.
The only negative I have on the back lock is you got to put a couple of your fingers in the way of the blade.
Yeah. I'm going dull, bro.
You know, or go two-handed.
Yeah. For me, my use, I'm going dull.
That one seems a little big.
And it's VG10, bro, for $113. That's
113
crazy.
VG10,
bro. Yeah, VG10.
You know,
like, are we stuck in like 2000? Like, I don't know, like 7 or something. Like, I mean, VG10. I mean,
does that say new?
Yeah, it's this new item. I guess this just came out or something. No reviews. Be the first to review this item. We are, man. We're doing it right now.
We're posting it up.
I'm gonna go dull on this.
And to me, I'm gonna say dull. It's backlock. It's VG10, and it's gonna be a little too big for my everyday carry.
Yeah, we're gonna do a different thing here. So this is kind of.
You're gonna find some Benchmade and go sharp or dull.
I've got that in the next.
Oh, okay.
Doberman Forge custom brunt pocket fixed blade. So this is one of those small fixed blade. It's 2.375 inch, $225. It is a custom, so this is like handmade. I'm assuming, right? Camo G10 scales. And let's see if there's other pictures of it.
That's pretty cool, man.
It does look pretty cool. I saw it. I was like, yeah, this is kind of dope, man. Doberman.
See, that would be something cool that I could carry like in my pocket.
Yeah.
Like, put that in your pocket and just clip it on the outside.
Yeah, it looks. I like it.
That's kind of sweet.
I'm
gonna say sharp.
Yeah, this looks freaking cool.
Yeah, and it's a custom too for $225. That's pretty good price.
Yeah, that's nice.
What's the handle length?
The handle length is 3 inches, so the blade length is 2.375.
So it's gonna be like
milled camo with bronze pins. You get the Kydex clip, 3.9 ounces. And it's handmade in the USA by Gabriel Mabry and Chad Parsons.
It's gonna be a little thick one. I like it.
Yeah, it's attractive. I like it. I'm going sharp on this. I like it a lot. See, we don't just go bad on stuff, man. You know,
no.
We're very fair. You know. All right, we'll go to this one.
It's hard though because like if that was a bigger fixed blade,
yeah.
I don't know if I would be sharp on it because I don't carry the bigger fixed blades. Like I have a couple little fixed blades, and I carry those. But the bigger ones, I only take them like if I'm going somewhere.
Yeah, like camping, outdoors.
Yeah, buddy of mine. You know, every I don't know month or two, it'll be like, hey, let's do a little campfire.
Yeah,
a little BS session. You know, people come out and it's like, yeah, let's bring some toys, let's have some fun with it. You know.
Yep. All right, here we go. We've got D-Rocket Designs Mid-Tech Revenge Fukushu. $550. This is not a custom. M390 blade, front flipper.
Well, one thing I saw and one thing I just heard. Front flipper.
Oh yeah, I forgot you don't like that.
Yeah, and then the other part would be the funky end of that scale.
Yeah.
It kind of curves back a little bit.
Look at where the pocket clip. I mean, I guess maybe that would.
It probably carries good. I mean, it's a good carry.
Yeah,
it probably puts it. But you would think. I don't know. Maybe that's set up for left-handed that way.
Oh, this is that rocket, dude. Right? Is that? Oh, it's D-Rocket. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And I don't know, man. I don't know if I could pay $550 for a front flipper.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go dull on this, actually.
Yeah, I would be dull, and the only way I would buy it is if like a friend of mine made it, and I want to support him. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah. Oh, Dario Caston. There you go. That's assembled in the USA from US and imported components. So. This might have some foreign parts in it as well.
It's a 50-50. Well, you have your M390 steel, so.
Yeah. I am going to go dull on it because I would rather buy one of those winter blade co knives with the magnetic detent for this price. Because I think that one is like $400.
Dude, that guy makes some sick stuff that you were showing.
Yeah, bro. It's even if you're not gonna buy his stuff ever, like it's kind of interesting to just follow a guy like innovating like crazy when there's barely any innovation right now. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's
Yeah.
gonna happen, right?
What's gonna happen?
I'm gonna be tagging you
Yeah.
when I get my first winter blade co.
Oh my
And then I'm gonna be like, bro, I'm sending it to you. You gotta check this
Oh,
out.
yo, I would love that, man. I never got to check out like because this is the production model is coming out in April, right? I forgot when it was coming out. My bad, not April. He's releasing one soon. I know that.
Okay.
But I got to try the custom one from Shabazz, and that was crazy. This is the QSP Knives Hawk Front Flipper with aluminum foil carbon fiber handles. This is $143. CPM S35VN. Drop point, right? This is a liner lock, I'm sure, right? There you go. It's not a frame lock. Okay. Okay. And these are your scales right there. When did they start doing
I'm gonna just tell you right here.
Yeah.
That one's sharp.
Oh,
I handled one of those at SHOT Show.
Yeah.
They're pretty sick. And I know like the hardest part people are gonna say is like, man, you're paying $150, you know, for something made, you know, in China.
Yeah, yeah.
Or whatever. But it's like, I mean, what's the blade steel on that?
It's S35VN, bro. And you've got like some interesting scales as well. So
the scales look pretty sick because they
had I think in person they probably look better.
Oh, way better. Yeah. And they feel pretty good too.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the other one was like a copper.
Yeah.
Or something like that. They had a couple different styles
of this one. Yeah.
Pretty slick.
I picked like
it was like meshed in. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go sharp on it as well, man. I'm going sharp on this. I do like it. It's attractive, and I like QSP, man. Do you remember when they just made the Parrot like way back, and everyone was raving about it? It was like it was like $20 or something on Amazon. I remember watching Stasa like talk about it, and then I got one finally, and I was like, "Yo, they know how to make knives, man. This is dope." So I'm gonna go sharp on this.
They do some pretty good work. I have a couple QSPs.
Yeah,
they're nice.
Okay, so we're gonna go to a different segment right now. This is gonna be the Versus segment here. I gotta share a different screen with you, and I put aside some questions for you, pretty much here. Okay, so this is the screen I'm sharing with you. That's where all the links came from. So this is 4 very, very cool Benchmades right here. All right. So you're going to keep one. You're going to give one away. You're going to destroy one. And then you're going to leave one in public somewhere for somebody to find, for a lucky person. Which ones are you going to do that with?
So what do my screen's super tiny. So in the top right, you have the
Okay, I'm gonna zoom in even more. Okay, so can you? Oh, because you're on a phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got this top left is a 940. This is a
940 though?
I have no idea. I just literally typed in 940 gold class.
Bro, okay, yeah.
These are all gold class. These are all gold class.
Okay, and I have 2 of those.
Oh shit.
And I have the third one on the way.
Yeah.
But so the top left corner is your 940.
Yeah, the one next. Osborne. Yep. To the right is a 945. The bottom of the 940 is the bug out, and then you've got the proper, which is discontinued, right?
Yep. Yeah. So the bug out and the proper are discontinued. Same with the 940. The 945 will be out here in the next couple months.
Wait, the bug. Oh yeah. So not the bug out was discontinued.
Mm-hmm. That's
crazy,
the one that the carbon fiber and the C-Tech glow in the dark. It's wicked, bro.
Yeah, I mean these look sick right here. But like, okay, so which one are you gonna keep?
So I'm gonna keep the top left. I'm gonna keep the 940. 1, I don't have it, and 2, I'm a 940 guy. So
yeah,
if I got a hold of that one, I would keep that one. That's all right.
Which one are you gonna give away?
The one I would give away, man. So I've held the 945 gold class. I've checked that one out several times, and obviously have the bottom 2.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably give away the bug out.
Okay.
Because it is a pretty good size EDC knife, It's got a lot of good qualities with the Dama steel, the glow-in-the-dark carbon fiber, the C-Tech inlay that glows in the dark. It's an awesome knife, and so I would give that away.
That's a good choice because I think the bug out would fit a lot of people's needs. So that's a really good choice. All right, so which one are you going to destroy and which one are you going to leave somewhere for somebody to find, like a fortunate person?
Which one would I destroy?
Yeah, you have to destroy one of them, bro.
Have to destroy one.
Yeah, you're gonna put it in like the big, like, you know how in Terminator 2, Arnold goes down into like little lava thing.
Oh man,
one of those, bro. It's gonna be gone
well,
forever.
as sad as it would be to destroy a gold class Benchmade, I would say probably the Proper I would destroy. And then I would leave the new 945 gold class Mini Osborne for somebody to find.
Wow. Imagine just hiking in the woods and you find a gold class 945.
Right, dude. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That's do something kind for someone, bro.
It is. It is. That's 100%. Like, hey, I'm going to take this $700 knife. I'm just going to leave it out in the woods for you.
Oh, snap.
You know?
That's so crazy. Yeah, good choices, man. Good choices. I figured you would go with a 940. I was unsure. I also figured.
Bro, the minute you pulled that up and zoomed in, I was like, oh, that's yeah. I already knew immediately when you're like, you got to keep one. I'm like, I already know I'm keeping that one.
Yeah, I figured you would destroy the Proper too, but I just wasn't sure which one you were going to give away.
It's rough because that one has like some really beautiful like micarta scales, and it's like,
yeah.
I mean, they're all great. They're all gold class Benchmades. They're all handcrafted. You know, they're not, you know, stamped out production ones, you know, or nothing like that. This is, you know, hand detailed, hand finished. But the Proper, it's just not my favorite Benchmade.
Yeah.
I mean, I have that exact model, right? I bought it for my collection.
Yeah, okay.
Proper. I have that one, but it's one of those where I'm just like, you know, it was a collection one. It wasn't one I'm going to carry every day. Yeah.
Yep. I understand that. All right. That's cool. That was a good segment right there, man.
Yeah, that was good. I like that one. I'd probably cry though, because I'd have to destroy a Benchmade. But
so this is you have to choose one of these. You're gonna carry one of these knife companies forever. Spyderco or We Knife.
Now, is there a certain model, or you just have to carry
their entire line is at your disposal, but you're only gonna carry one brand forever?
Damn, that's rough, buddy. That is a rough choice. This is a good segment. Damn. Because both companies have solid built knives, good quality, good steel, and different sizes for different functions, right? They've all, I mean, Wee's kind of expanded to that. So they've kind of caught up over the last few years, in my opinion.
Yeah.
With making sure like they kind of cover the whole gamut. And then of course they're doing the higher quality production stuff now.
Yep.
From when they first started. Man. Oh, geez.
Do you remember we used to use proprietary hardware? Like way back then. It was so weird.
Well, OCD for EDC is going to hate me. Because he's a Spyderco guy.
Yeah.
So I would go off of what I carry more of right now on an EDC basis.
Yeah.
I mean, I got Spydercos laying right here, you know, but
yeah,
I would probably go with We Knife for the fact of variety.
Yep.
Moving forward, having their whole collection, because I feel like Spyderco. The only bummer is I think Spyderco's got a prototype with somebody that I know, and I really love his knife. Dang. Oh man,
it's tough, huh?
I'll say We Knife just for the fact that I carry more of the We Knives right now on an EDC basis than the Spydercos, and I have like 2 models of theirs that I really like. I like the Capara that they made.
The Capara is awesome.
Yeah, the Capara is a fantastic knife, and I like I think it's the Lil Native. It's a smaller knife.
Too. Yeah. I've got to try
that
one
too. But for me, it's like a really good second knife to carry. But overall, yeah, I would go with We, I guess, moving forward.
I did not expect you to choose that. That is awesome. Like
sorry, Justin.
Yeah, I was thinking you're gonna go Spyderco, man. I think I have one more. So you have to well, which one of these companies are you gonna go with here then? Artisan Cutlery or Best Tech?
That one's pretty easy for me.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that I own Artisan Cutlery knives. They do a lot of work with people I know, and they're pretty cool overall in general.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. I do like them.
And they're very open, and I don't know if it's because I have a relationship with them, but I don't know if it's because of that, but they seem pretty open to like trying to make things right. Like if people come out and are like,
amazing guy too.
Russell's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Minus a little interaction we had at the last SHOT Show over dinner. But that's bro. I don't know if I can.
Things got wild at SHOT Show, bro.
No, there was a bunch of us. We all went out to dinner. Yeah, and luckily I had finished my food. But somebody couldn't hold in like a sneeze. Yeah, and I was like in that blast zone. And I give him grief, but he's an awesome guy. And he was just like, he was so like, bro, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's all good, dude.
Awesome.
That's
and
awesome.
Then,
That's so funny. Of course, Dylan was there, and Dylan was just laughing his ass off.
Oh man, Dylan, I love that dude. He's so funny. So he's like the most innocent like man I know. Like the way he looks. Yeah. He just seems like this innocent. He's got like a playful, like childish quality about him, and he's like such a cool dude, though.
And I would say this about Best Tech, like I've through the Pass-Around group, they supply knives. So nothing wrong about Best Tech in comparison. But I haven't found any of their knives where I'm like, oh, I want to carry that all day. You know what I mean? I haven't found that Best Tech yet where I'm like, oh, I want to carry that. The designs are still, maybe I'm too traditional on stuff, but
they're there's a lot of futuristic stuff going on in their designs. Yeah. And Kombu is
and I know a lot of people like them, carry them. Yeah. And I have nothing bad about them because, like I said, I've checked some of theirs out. But Artisans put out some good ones where it's like, bro, I'm going to carry that, and I'm going to buy that. And
I got that Sirius right here, yo.
Because both of those companies support the Pass-Around group.
I think Best Tech is out, right?
Knives. Yeah, I mean, they used to. Sorry, they used to.
Dude, it was so awesome having you on, man. Thank you for like taking the time to chat and stuff. And everyone,
I appreciate you inviting me, man.
Dude, it was amazing catching up. This is why I love doing this podcast, because I feel like I just get to hang out with my buddies and stuff, and just like talk about knives and stuff.
So I have two questions for you.
Sure.
So 2 questions before we go. One, did you sign up for the shootout?
I did not, because it's an auto, and in New York City, I wouldn't be able to carry it. That's why.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
It's like super lightweight. It's 2.8 ounces, and I was like, man, Ray's probably gonna be like, this is awesome. Yeah,
I would love to check it out, right? But it's like I wouldn't be able to. I would be scared to carry it because autos are so outlawed here.
Yeah.
That if I ever got frisked, which it never happened, it hasn't happened since I've been a knife guy. But in the chance that it does, like I get in trouble. Plus,
it'd be the one time.
Exactly.
It'd be the one time you carry it, and you're like, yeah, it's all good, and then they stop you and be like,
I would have to explain, like, I'm a knife reviewer, man.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like all of this stuff, and like that's the only reason why I wouldn't check it out. Yeah. What's the second question?
The second question is, now that you are a married man, what do you look for with your next knife purchase?
I try to keep it like, I haven't bought a knife in a while, right? I haven't. But I have been like looking lately. Yeah. And I try to keep it like not too expensive. You know what I mean? I don't want to go over like 150. That way, because I tell like Kelly everything that I buy, man. Like literally,
you gotta be respectful.
Yeah, we have so little money that like literally every purchase I tell her, and all my money it goes back to this. That's why all of this looks so great, is because all of the money I make is just buying gear Like I bought a new mic today because I'm going to be doing the live show from Hawaii in a few weeks. So I bought like an actual mic, like a Bluetooth one for my phone. So I'll have that. And yeah, all my money goes to this. So I actually haven't purchased anything. I'm looking at a couple of things, Vist Bladeworks just had a pre-order on, I forgot what the knife is called. That's QVIST on Instagram. Bladeworks is really cool. Some of the MBK stuff, the Monterey Bay Knives stuff looks really cool. That's
Sea Otter.
Yeah, bro. Like a lot of the stuff like, they've done is I'm just like, and then Lindy Lou and Richie are always like showing them like what they've what kind of mod work they did for him. Like these look so sick. Like so that's really what I'm looking at.
They're transitioning to MBK.
Yeah,
the Monterey Bay Knives. They're transitioning to doing some USA made stuff like that Sea Otter.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the one I kicked myself because I had the opportunity at Blade Show West down in California.
How much was it?
To buy one. $400.
Oh, because it's USA made, right?
Yep.
Damn.
And I literally was like, bro, that's a lot. And I'm like, I don't know. And I was buying some Hogue knives and some other stuff and artisan cutlery knives, and I'm like, and now it's the one that got away. You
can't get it now, like, and no one wants to part with. Can you get it still?
And they do drops, but they're a small crew, and so to put out 10, 20 knives is a lot of work. So they do those drops and they keep them going, and they do a pretty fair way of doing it, through people signing up, and then they do kind of a raffle pick thing. I think that's super cool instead of just hey, we're going to put them on the site and the first people to get there. That kind of sucks because I never win those usually. A raffle drawing is always better. Like, hey, you
never
win
that.
Buy one.
I never win that.
I did have the opportunity to outbid NAF Sergeant at Blade Show West, but
that's amazing.
I was like, much respect for him, I'm like, I don't want to be outbidding one of my guys, like, come on.
It's so funny. NAF Sergeant is awesome, man. He's hilarious. Yeah, dude, thank you for doing the show, man. It was absolutely awesome catching up with you. And I'm going to put all your links in the description. Everybody follow Zach Stuff if you haven't already. This is your boy Ray and Zach Stuff saying peace.
This video was brought to you by Asia The Amazing Outdoors. Located in Woodridge, New York, you can enjoy the amazing outdoors in the Catskills. There's camping, ATV rentals, ATV riding lessons, guided ATV tours, and much more. Give them a follow on Instagram and shoot them a DM for inquiry. Or you can email them at asianewyork@gmail.com. This video is brought to you by the Beautiful Leather Goods by Andar. All products are 100% full grain leather. Orders over $35 get free shipping automatically. You get free exchanges and a 90-day return policy. Maybe you want to pick up the Apollo. Or if you're like me and you want to go super minimal and slim, you'll probably check out the Monarch. And our wallets have this cool, unique pull tab. They go like this, getting your cards out. That allows quick access to your cards. Head over to andar.com and use promo code EDCC to get 15% off your entire order.
Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.